Greetings, Inquisitor. Welcome to the holocron. This is the reboot of GAC Match 7 for Season 24 of Grand Arena. For the Inquisitor Obticeo account, for newer players, we're going to go through this Carbonite 5 Grand Arena with some detailed explanations that may help newer players figure out some things about Grand Arena. We did a video before. We talked a little bit about banners. We explained quite a bit of detail with what we're doing, so let's get in there today. And let's talk about scouting our opponent. First thing you always want to do, take a look at your opponent's account, see what they've got. Stats on this guy, 1.4 million, 600,000 of it's in ships, 800,000 in characters. Means he has quite a lot of ships, but if you look at the fleet rank, it's 554, and the arena rank is 717, so you get the impression right away that this person's not that competitive. If we look at the capital ships, 5-star capital ships, not even up to 6 stars yet on those. Not a hyperdrive bundle account. Rebel Y-Wing is being built, TIE Bomber's being built to 4 stars. And then at the top of the ships, we've got some Gear 12 guys. It falls off pretty quickly from there. Not sure that there's much of a plan or much synergy over here in ships, so not worried. I think we have the advantage on both defense and offense. Character-wise, he's got Vader, all 3 Zetas. At Gear 12, Kylo Ren Unmasked, also Gear 12, both Zetas. The Mandalorian, IG, Boba Fett. Some more stuff for First Order, so maybe this player was considering some kind of a SLKR build first. Not exactly sure. If you're a newer player, I would really recommend getting into the business of relicking your characters right away. There's some players that get to this level of Gear 12 and it feels pretty comfortable, it feels pretty normal. And then the idea of just committing and farming and paying attention to one character until you get it to Gear 13 doesn't seem like the same as the game that you were playing before with collecting stars and working on characters. But get into relicking characters right away. Just start from the start of your account. Relic characters are the way that you're going to win in Grand Arena. They're the way that you're going to complete galactic challenges, that you're going to get through conquest. So getting some characters to relic. I would rather have 2 relic characters than all of this stuff in the middle. So something for y'all to consider when you're building your accounts. Now, if we look at mods real quick, take a look at the speed. That always gives me an indication of the players, how serious they are. 222 speed is the fastest character he has with plus 60 speed. So we can expect that this opponent is going to be relatively low quality mods across his characters, and shouldn't be too hard for us to get an advantage on him in the matchups that we're going to fight. So he's got offense on Grandmaster Yoda, which is okay, but he's got offense mods like this one with no speed substat whatsoever. If you roll a mod like this early in the game with no speed substat, you can use it if it's the only thing you've got. But within a couple months of playing, you shouldn't be keeping mods like that without speed substats, unless they're just god tier mods with offense percent, flat offense, crit chance percent, and perhaps potency or something like that. Maybe you can keep that mod, but you can't keep a mod that doesn't have all good stats and also no speed substats. I'm telling you guys, speed in this game is going to be the difference between winning and losing. So that's going to... we look at the opponent and we figure, well, he's got some characters that are 7 stars. He's got some, let's say, quality of characters that he's building. He just doesn't have the mods to outfit them very well. All right, so what did we do on defense? We placed this Kylo Ren Unmasked. You can see he flailed against it for 3 battles, and the Kylo Ren Unmasked Relic 5. Not to be arrogant, but this character probably beats his entire roster. So it doesn't matter how many teams you have that are at a certain quality that he has. once you can't beat these teams, then your whole roster can't beat these teams. So I always say in Grand Arena that you need 2 good teams. You need 1 defense that's good enough to try to hold your opponent, and you need 1 offense that's good enough to take out whatever your opponent's going to put on defense. So let's say he had reliced his Darth Vader instead of putting him at gear 12 that he committed, and he reliced the Darth Vader character. That character could stack up dots onto Kylo Ren unmasked, get off a nice clean culling, and take him out. There's characters like the Mandalorian that can do an execute move that would kill him. Darth Nihilus is another one if you want to build Nihilus right away. So there's ways to deal with a character like this, but another good relic character is going to be able to defeat it. And Darth Vader's the most likely candidate. Or let's say you had Geos yourself and you reliced the Geo Spy. That's another character on his skill that does the execute. You can build up some debuffs on Kylo Ren unmasked, come across with that big execute, kill crew. So there's ways to deal with it, but my opponent doesn't have them. Okay, his defense, and while I was looking at that, just to say it out loud in case people are listening instead of watching, but my Geos got 1 hold, and my Kylo Ren unmasked got 3 holds, and potentially Gi Sachi is, at 14 points, and that's, theoretically, that's all he's going to get for this Grand Arena round. All right, so we've got a Bounty Hunter team on defense here. So he did put his Mandalorian here. Now, if I see a reliced crew, I'm certainly going to take this guy on offense because this, where is it? Is it this payout? Grant the Disintegrate ability. That Disintegrate ability is the best chance that this player had to take out that Kylo Ren unmasked. This team could have done it. He could have worked his way to the contract and then eradicated the crew. But we're facing it on defense. I think Vader is probably our best chance against this team. I don't know if our Vader is actually good enough to beat this team. And this is where the mods come into play because we're not going to have a lot of galactic power against him. But with our superior mods, I feel like we've got a good shot of just coming in here and walking through him. So we're going to take a look at Vader for that team. This team is going to be easy. We've got a bunch of stuff that can beat that. So we're going to save our teams until we find out what's on the back wall. So we're going to attack this first. We're going to find out what's on his back wall. And if it's another difficult team, then I can use my Mon Mothma team back here. So I can make choices once I see that. If you go in here first and beat this team and get surprised on the back wall, then that's not going to help you. So especially if your roster is limited, you want to come into this zone first, free up that back zone, and then you can see, and ships are deployed back here, and that's fine. It's not going to surprise you. Whatever fleet it is, that's what you're going to be facing. So this is typically the area where you want to battle first to reveal that back zone. So we're going to go in here with a Vader team. Now we could underdog this, but in this case, I'm going to select a full team of characters to go along with Vader. Each character that he has increases his speed according to his passive ability here. So as long as we can get his speed faster and faster and faster, that gives us more and more of an advantage. Now his fastest character was 222, my Vader's 233. Plus we're going to get a whole bunch of speed bonuses, so we'll be going quite a bit faster than his bounty hunters. So in we go, and we've got that Nihilus in there too, reduce their cooldowns. That'll put them on basic attacks as soon as he gets to go, so that's helpful to control the team. We've got Emperor Palpatine in the lead. If we apply enough debuffs, we get turn meter, so Vader can do the Force Crush and immediately get another turn. His turn meter is completely full. Now we go into the Merciless Massacre. The way I like to do this is just do all basics on a team like this. I'm not going to use my Culling Blade. I'm not going to do any of that stuff right now. So there's 5 basics. Now we're back around to our last turn. Merciless Massacre's done. We can do the Force Crush again, get another free turn again. Now I could use my Culling Blade over here, get another free turn again. And as soon as I take this turn, you can see my Merciless Massacre will be back up and ready to go on my next turn. So we'll get through here, we'll do some stuff, try to get it stun over here. Merciless Massacre is back. We'll kill him first. Then, yeah, we'll do the same thing again. We'll do basic here, basic here. We'll do the Force Crush, get another turn. And not quite enough to get another turn, so we got to wait on these guys. Let's just see if we can call... Nope, not enough to call the Mandalorian out. These other little characters that I have in here could be easily killed by these guys. So as soon as they start taking damage, I lose banners. And it's not important right now because I don't feel like this guy's going to have any chance to win the Grand Arena. But you want to get in the habit right from the start of trying to maximize the number of banners that you can get. So we managed to get several Merciless Massacres onto that team and get them out of here. Yeet! 51,000 clones on the back wall. They're more threatening than the front wall. Our second best offensive team right now is Mon Mothma. So we're going to take Mon Mothma in there and see if we can beat these clones. This is a nice team. Again, as a reminder, there's a lot of revives in here. Jyn Erso has a revive. Mon Mothma herself has a revive. So even if we get into a little trouble here, we're not going to have a problem finishing it off. Okay, let's try to steal turn meter from one of these guys. I don't want to accidentally kill Rex. I didn't look for the Zeta on 5s. I definitely should have looked to see if the if the 5s had a Zeta. If he has the Zeta, then he can sacrifice himself to give this other clones more stats. If he doesn't have the Zeta, then he sacrifices himself for no reason whatsoever. He dies for it. So we take out 5s first, take out the rest of everybody. Should be a 65 banner win for our little Mon Mothma team. That's goody goody gumdrops. All right, back to the front. Yeah, we've got some kind of Stormtrooper Han over here. This looks like maybe he was building toward the CLS event. I don't remember seeing a CLS in his account, but maybe Stormtrooper Han was working toward a CLS. The best thing to do here is to take in a full team of Jedi. We'll take in the Jedi under Bastila's lead. They'll have the initial protection up from her leadership, 200% extra protection up. That's going to protect our banners, and we should be able to get through this team no problem at full banners. I can probably drop a couple characters. This team is super weak, so let's just drop down to 3 characters. We'll use Bastila, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Ahsoka. Should have no problem beating this team with 3 characters. And these 2 extra spots will get us 2 extra banners at the end of this. Again, just practicing to try to optimize banners right from the start of these grand arenas. Play it the way that we're going to be playing it long term, right? Practice, practice. All right, so Ahsoka's very convenient. She removes buffs on her basic. So you see Stormtrooper Han tried to taunt. We got rid of it. Kanan Jarrus tried to taunt. We got rid of it with Ahsoka. Quite nice. Now we can work our way through these. We'll go ahead and take a big hit with him. That gets offense up as well. So once we've got this offense up rolling, we're hitting pretty hard. We've still got our purple protection up from Bastila, so that should be a 67 banner win. So it's 3 each for the characters that are there for the surviving unit, health, protection, and then 4 points each for the 2 unused slots. So whereas normally we could get 65, we get 67. That's fun. That's how you get more banners than your opponent. I'll show you something about scouting when we're done with fleets, just for information. All right, Mace Windu on the offensive with, you know, just stuff. we'll just throw in stuff. It's going to be easy. I don't need to load up. I probably could have saved ships there and got more banners as well. But as we said before, in fleets at this early of a stage, if something goes wrong and you drop a fleet battle, you really don't have a backup fleet. Most people don't even have 2 good fleets by this point. So I feel like I'm ahead of most people in that I have 2 functional fleets already. This little mismatch team from the hyperdrive bundle that we can build. And then my other team, of course, is the Geos that are being built up behind them. The Geos aren't in great shape yet, but they're definitely already to the point of being a functional team. So for us, this is a pretty straightforward battle. Pretty overpowered compared to the opponent. Alright, that should finish him off. 94,000 hit. 69 banners. We could have dropped a couple reinforcements and been at 71, but like I said, we're not too worried about the opponent in this case. I think we've got him fully stopped by the Geos and the Kylo Ren unmasked. So maybe we were a little bit mean to our opponent. Should have let him clear something, but nah. We're going to go ahead and practice what we're going to normally do. So you can see we've developed 2 really good defensive teams already. We've got the Vader team as our good offensive team, and we've got the Mon Mothma as a pretty good, I mean, that little Mon Mothma team is already pretty decent for an offensive team. Now we're going to start working on the next team that we have for the Imperial Troopers, and then we'll work on Fin Fin Poe, and that'll kind of be our first 6 real teams that we'll use in Grand Arena. And then we'll start putting more effort into the Jedi. We'll build that Qui-Gon Jinn as soon as we get the Omicron for him going, and work on the Anakin. So big plans for this little account. We don't expect to spend much time at all at Carbonite. We're going to try to fly through Carbonite as fast as we can with a perfect win record. The only one I've lost so far was when my computer crashed and I actually had no way of playing the battle. So I'm not going to count that as a loss. Okay, so I was talking about the underdog wins. In scouting your opponent, you can see championship undersized battles won. My opponent has never won an undersized battle. Now, at really low levels, these numbers aren't as revealing, but if I was, let's say, in the next level up, and I was fighting in Bronzium, for example, and I see an opponent in Bronzium that has 0 undersized squad battles won, then right away I'm thinking it's not a very competitive opponent, because most good players in Grand Arena are going to know that to win a lot of Grand Arenas, you have to get used to doing those underdog battles. Battles with less than 5 characters or fewer ships than you can take in. So in my case, I could put in 3 ships in reinforcement. If I only put in 1 ship as a reinforcement or 2, then it would count as an underdog battle as well. So that gives you a little idea of that. Now, I was asked on my account review for the Obticeo account about defensive teams. For example, like the Mon Mothma team, why I'm building that, what's a good Mon Mothma team. And it kind of evolved into answering a question about what makes a team good as a defensive team. And I'm not going to answer that in this GAC video today, but when I put out the account review for Obticeo account next week, I'll use that as the talking point. And we'll talk a little bit about why I'm using Mon Mothma on offense instead of defense, why the Geos are a good defense, why I put characters like Crew there and especially to answer the question that was asked, why the Fin Poe team? Why are we looking at that so early as a defensive team? That's going to wrap it up for today. That looks like a pretty good Grand Arena in the bag. Good victory, full clear. I don't think it gets any better than this, boys. We full cleared them, and they got nothing. It's like that saying, out of 300, we took from them everything. All right. Thank you all for watching. Link to the Discord down below. If you're not part of the Loquitur Discord, get on over there. It's a great community. You can ask questions in general chat. People will try to help you. If you got a question for me specifically, toss it in the Ask Loquitur channel, and I'll try to help you directly. And we'll try to, anybody who's curious about the early game, who wants advice on what to do or not to do, happy to help. I just want to see players in this game having fun, doing well, using their resources for things that are meaningful and are going to help them build good accounts. So hope to see you over on the Discord. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps my channel a lot if you do those things. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next holocron.